Hello and welcome to the Marsh family's first board games review. I'm Al.
And I'm Zadie.
And today we're reviewing Destination Hogwarts, which was published by RTL Games. It dates back to 2008. We'll start by telling you a little bit about how this game works, and at the end we'll tell you if you should buy it or not. So the game is a race game where you have to roll dice and then move your character around the board according to the number you've rolled on the dice. You'll be visiting various locations on the board, like the Defense Against the Dark Arts there, Nearly Headless Nick, Forest Clearing, Owlery, and other locations that you might see in Harry Potter. Your opponents will also be rolling their dice, trying to visit the same locations. Once you visit a location, you get points. The points come in the form of lots and lots of pieces of paper. And the person who visits all their locations and gets the most points wins. That's pretty much it in terms of mechanics, Zadie, unless there's anything I left out.
You can only roll one dice on the Green Garden thing and vote, but you can roll two dice on everything else.
The only other element is when you land on a dark mark space like this one, you pick up a dark mark card. These are a bit like chance in Monopoly, where you randomly either get a bonus or a punishment. This one says caught out by Filch, miss a turn. There's another one somewhere that says miss 2 turns. This one says find a Marauder's map. It's like a get out of jail free card. This one says forgot secret password, locked out of common room. Again, miss a turn. Some of them will just give you points. Some of them will let you roll the dice again. There's one card we're not very happy with. Zadie, what's that one?
It says that you're caught with the Quibbler and you're expelled, so that means you're just out of the game for the rest of the game. And so you should probably take that card out.
Yeah, there's one card that says you're out of the game, which I think is a terrible mechanic, but it's easily fixed because you can just take it out, which I thoroughly recommend, because no one, particularly if you're playing with children, which you are going to be with this game, you don't want a child to lose the game as soon as they've started. That doesn't feel fun for anyone, and the reason you're playing the game, presumably, is to have fun. So that's how you play the game. We're now going to move on to what we like about the game. Zadie, what did you like about this game?
Oh, well, I really like that it's quite simple and that quite a lot of people can play it. You can be quite young to be able to play it, and it's just really fun.
Yep. I think the simplicity is the selling point to this game. You could play with a child as young as about 5, and they could probably understand the concept of, I roll the dice to move, I've got to get to that place. If I get to that place, it's good. That's as complicated as it gets. So if you're in the market for a game like that, this could be one to consider. You can customize it to the amount of time you have. I think the rules say to get to roughly about 7 destinations. You can do less if you don't have as much time, or you can do more if you want to play for longer. So that we often play just with whatever number we've got in our minds. Younger children can win this game. If you're playing children and adults, the adults could probably try their hardest and they wouldn't always win, because so much of it's based on the roll of the dice. And one thing I've seen online is, I think the most highly rated Harry Potter game out there, or the one that gets the strongest reviews, there's one called Hogwarts Battle, and it's very highly rated, so a lot of people buy it. But it's really complicated, and I've seen some really harrowing stories in reviews of like parents and grandparents whose child has received it for Christmas, who spent Christmas Day trying to figure out the rules, and because they don't know games very well, they don't understand how to play it, and the child gets frustrated. And when I'm reading those reviews, I think they should have got something like this, because it's got the Harry Potter IP, but it is simple. So those are the reasons why you should buy this game. We do have some issues with it beyond just the card that eliminates you. Is there anything you don't like about the game, Zadie?
Well, with all the characters that you can be, it has Slytherin, Ravenclaw, and Gryffindor, but not Hufflepuff. So if you really like Hufflepuff, you can't be a Hufflepuff person. So.
Yeah, it says in the rules that you will be sorted. It says right at the start of the rules, when you play this game, you'll go to Hogwarts and be sorted. But you won't really. First of all, there's no sorting mechanism, which there could have been, but there wasn't. But the characters you've got here: Ron, Ginny, Harry, and Hermione, who are all in Gryffindor. You've got Luna, who's in Ravenclaw, and you've got Crabbe, Goyle, and Malfoy, who are in Slytherin. You don't have a character from Hufflepuff. So, despite the fact that rules say you will be sorted, you're not. You're not sorted at all. B, you can't be sorted into Hufflepuff, no matter how much you want to be. Some of the other things that I don't like about this game are that it does feel a bit cheap and a bit thoughtless. So these points cards are a bit cumbersome. They're also very, very cheaply made and much lower quality of the sort you get in many other games. The same with these cards with their square ends. They're quite cheap. It does feel, if you're an adult playing this, it does feel like someone got hold of the Harry Potter IP and just slammed together a game as quickly as they could to take advantage of that. However, if you're a family and you have children and your children like Harry Potter and want a simple game, this does tick all of those boxes. So despite the fact it does have a lot of flaws, I would recommend this game, particularly to families who want something fairly simple. And in fact, even though as a family we do play complicated games with Zadie and with our camera operative Sophia, we do come back to this when we want a simple game. Any final thoughts for you, Zadie? Would you recommend this to your friends?
Definitely.
That's our review of Destination Hogwarts, which we say do get, but only if you have children. Thank you very much.